Welcome to Staging Studio for Realtors and Home Sellers. And in this session, we are going to talk about 5 simple ways to add value to your home when selling. And these 5 things are very simple, easy to understand, easy to execute. You can do them in a couple of different ways if you want to save some money, and so they can be budget-friendly options. But these are the top 5 things that you need to do when you are listing your home before it goes on the market so that you're able to get the highest and best offers. And for realtors, these are the top 5 things that you would want to be suggesting to your listing clients to get their home in show-ready condition. So let's start with number 1. This is the number 1 thing that a buyer is going to notice when they come to tour your home. It is the very first thing they're going to see when they step inside your home, and that is the color on your walls. Now, if your color on your walls is dated, then it dates the entire home. If the color on your walls are very bold and loud, then that may put them off. If they prefer softer colors, especially if they have an aversion to certain colors, and that happens to be the color on your walls. That's really just going to set a negative tone for the entire home tour. So it's really best to keep your walls light, airy, a very neutral color. And there are lots and lots of beautiful choices of neutral colors that you could choose that would be something other than a white. So it's something that really is just going to set the tone for the whole home tour. And also something else about paint color is it is best to have all or at least most of the rooms in your home painted the same color when you are going to list your home. Because the number 1 thing that people do not want to have to deal with when they are purchasing your home is to have the entire home painted. They really don't even want to have one room painted, because what happens is most people that are purchasing a home are selling another home, and it's not like they have any kind of leeway there to stay in their old home while they're getting their new home ready. I mean, that's just usually not practical for most people. So when they look at the paint color on the wall and it's not appealing to them and it's something they know they're going to have to change, they start thinking through, I'm going to have to move my whole family and all of my stuff into this house. And then on top of that, we're not going to be able to unpack anything or really get anything set up, because we're going to have to get painters to come in here, or we're going to have to do it ourselves. And everything, of course, can't be set up and against the wall when you are painting your entire house. Unless they decide that they're willing to do it themselves room by room, which most people that are buying homes, they do not want a long list of things that they need to do to even really feel comfortable when they first move in. So that is the number 1 thing that I tell people to do. And when I do a staging consultation with people, especially in an occupied home, I will tell them that if they can afford nothing more, then they need to invest in paint. And you can paint yourself, it's just time consuming. So there is a way to do it, and all you're paying for are your supplies. If you hire a painter to do it, painting is not cheap, but you do have some options based on your budget. But when I go do vacant home staging consultations, when people want to get some pricing for actually bringing in furnishings, I find out what their budget is. And if they need paint and they cannot afford even to bring in the staging furniture, I will tell them to do the paint. Absolutely do the paint first. That's how important paint is. So make sure that you are addressing that. There is going to be a whole another training on how to select paint colors that you'll want to catch when that drops, because you don't just want to go pick a swatch off of the shelf at Lowe's, if that's where you shop for your paint, and say, yes, I want this, and take it home and start painting it on the wall. There is a certain way that you need to do your paint selection, because if you are spending thousands of dollars on painting your entire home or even just one room, or you're spending all those hours doing it yourself, you want it to be the right colors. So do not just on a whim go choose a color and run with it. You can also chat with me through my Designer on Demand service that I offer, and you can find more about that on the homepage in your Hub login. At the top right hand corner, you can click on that, and that should get you some information on how that works. But you can get in touch with me and I can help you choose a paint color if that's what you need to do. So painting is super important. Number one thing you have to do, if you cannot do anything else, you must paint your walls. If they are loud and bright, if it is an outdated paint with a lot of yellow tones or brown tones, or it's just really faded, or if you've got a different color of paint in every room, that just usually doesn't work for buyers. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you have an older home that has not been painted in a very long time, then keep in mind that your baseboards and your doors and everything else might also need to be painted, because when you put a fresh coat of paint on the walls and you do not repaint your baseboards and your doors, and let's say your home hasn't been painted in 20 years, then all of your baseboards and all of your doors are going to look dirty. So make sure that you factor that into your budget if you feel like that's something you're going to need to add in, because you do not want a dirty looking home when buyers are going through and doing their walkthrough. Okay, number 2, and the rest of these are really in no particular order. I think they all make a big impact. Number 2 are pulls on your kitchen cabinets and your bathroom cabinets. Pulls may cost you, depending on where you get them. I usually get mine off Amazon. They're normally not more than $1 a piece. If you get them like in a store, they're probably going to cost you $2 to $3 a piece. But wherever you get them, you know, at $1 a piece, and you need to buy 20 to put on your kitchen cabinets, you're out $20, and it takes you about, I don't know, 15 minutes to change out your pulls. That is a great way to update your kitchen at a super low cost. Because let's say you've got some wood cabinets, and by the way, like the natural wood cabinets are coming back in. I know painted cabinets are huge too, but don't discount the fact that you can really dress up your wood cabinets if they're in pretty good shape. Because if you've got, say, the older traditional cabinets and you've got the gold pulls that are kind of worn and they're really shiny and they're not really the brushed gold that is popular right now, you can switch those out and it will change the entire look of your kitchen. So that is a super easy way to update your kitchen for probably under 40 bucks. And you can do the same for your bathrooms. To be easy, if your cabinets in your bathroom and your kitchen and all that's the same, just go ahead and update them in all the bathrooms as well as the kitchen. And that's going to give your bathroom an updated look also, because people will notice the pulls. And it will either enhance your cabinetry or it will take away from your cabinetry. So I know the painting was a little more of an expense, obviously, but this is going to be just a super easy way to update things in your kitchen and bathroom. All right, the third thing is curtains. Curtains are so important. So a lot of the homes that I have gone into to do consultations to list a property, there are blinds. And I'm not talking about the blinds like the blinds that are behind me, the thicker blinds. I'm talking about those the blinds are really cheap blinds that are like metal, and they're flimsy, and some of them sometimes get broken, and you don't want that. You don't want broken looking blinds on your windows when you are listing your home. And really what I would advise you to do, if you don't have some really good quality nice blinds in your home, I would advise you to just remove the blinds. You can tuck them away in a closet and leave them for the buyers if they prefer to put them back up. But to show the property, I would say invest in curtain rods and invest in some curtains. Now, if you are removing the blinds, then you want to get blackout curtains, because you want to be able to close those shut and you want to be able to have some privacy there. You can either leave those curtains for the buyers that purchase your home, or you can take them with you. You cannot really take the rods with you because they're a fixture on the home. You can only take the curtains with you if your agent writes that in the contract that the curtains do not convey. So you need to be sure of that. If you go buy new curtains and you put them up and you want to take them with you, which you may definitely want to do, then that needs to be written in the contract. Otherwise, you're going to be leaving those curtains. All right, so blackout curtains if you don't have any blinds. And really, when you use curtains with no blinds, which I don't have any blinds in my entire home, and I'm actually not at my home right now, but I like the full view of the window, which is great because especially if you've got some really nice views, if you've got some large windows and you want to showcase the outdoors and make it more bright and light, if you do not have windows, or if you do not have blinds on your windows and all you have are curtains, you can push those curtains back and you get the full view of the window, and it really just brings a lot of light in. So I think that is an excellent option if your blinds are just really looking a little shabby, or they're not really great quality and you want to up level the luxury and feel of your home. That is a perfect way to do it, is with shears. You do not, shears or curtains, you do not have to spend a lot of money on curtains. You can spend a lot of money on curtains, but I typically get most of my curtains from either home decor discount stores in my area that really carry like overstocked things from other places, or Amazon is a fabulous place to get curtains, because most of the curtains that I've ever ordered off of Amazon have been great. Normally when I'm ordering curtains off of Amazon, I'm ordering like 3 or 4 choices, just one set each, so that I can get them all in, see which ones I like, send the ones back I don't, and then order multiples of my number one option. So that's the best way to do curtains. So it will completely change the look of your home. And, you know, just make sure that your curtain rods are hung appropriately and that your curtains are either touching the ground or just barely hovering over the ground. That's sort of the rule for most curtains. All right, let's see. Was that number 3? Okay, number 4. Number 4 is sort of goes without saying, but really maybe not. Deep cleaning your home before you list it is super important. And most people do not have the time nor desire to deep clean their home. Most people just have the time to surface clean their home. But before you list your house, you want to make sure that it is super clean, because even if you think you can't see the dirt, somebody else will be looking for it. And they want to see that you've taken care of your home, and it's going to smell so much cleaner if it's been deep cleaned. So it's worth hiring someone, unless you want to do it yourself, to come in and clean your windows, clean your baseboards, wipe down your walls, all the stuff, get in the crevices, you know, on the flooring up against the baseboard and all of that. Super important to do that, because people will notice. And most people don't want to move into a dirty home anyway, and most people are going to get it clean before they move in. But if they see that it is super, super clean and they don't even have to worry about that, that is a huge plus. You're gonna maybe fork out a little bit of money depending on your house size. Could be $500, could be a little bit more, or you can do it yourself. But make sure that you're deep cleaning your home. Make sure you're just not surface cleaning. You need to clean those areas that you normally wouldn't be cleaning, you know, week to week when you do your cleanings. So the number 5 is to update some of your light fixtures. For instance, very commonly when I go do a staging consult and I walk into the dining room, there is a lot of the times a huge bright gold shiny chandelier, and it's just not been changed out, and it completely dates the room. And if it dates the room, it dates the home, because a lot of people don't know how to change out lighting, and they think I'm going to have to get an electrician. If I want to buy a new light, then I'm going to have to get an electrician to come put it up. That's really not that cheap. If you get an electrician, you can get a handyman for a lot cheaper to switch out a light, or you could probably YouTube it and do it yourself. But you want to make sure that you're updating your light fixtures. You don't have to spend a lot of money on light fixtures. I get a lot of my light fixtures off of Amazon again, because Amazon has so many stores that contribute to Amazon that you're like shopping in hundreds of stores with just one click. So it really is a good way to shop. Unless you want to shop local, you can do that too. But I would update anything that is super outdated. You want to update any chandeliers that are outdated. You could probably get a dining room a nice chandelier for $100 if you shop frugally like I do. So make sure that you're just not picking and choosing what you're updating. If you've got a really old fixture in the dining room, update that. And then if you've got a really old fixture, say in your eat-in kitchen area, then update that too with something similar. Because when you shop on Amazon and you find something you like, it always shows you other suggestions. Or maybe click on the link to actually go into the store that's from, so you can shop and find similar things. Because you don't want to be purchasing light fixtures, let's say for 5 rooms of the home, and they're all different styles. None of them are cohesive. And the buyer walks in and you've spent this money and they're like, I'm going to have to change these out because the style is just totally different. Nothing coordinates. So that's not good either. So outdated lighting is not good, but also brand new lighting that is not coordinated well is not good either. And then you've actually wasted money. So those are 5 really simple things that you can change out and not have to really stress a lot over. But I would recommend that you evaluate each of those 5 things. If you can't afford them all, that's okay. To do the paint first and then choose the other things in the order that you can afford them. And I promise you that every penny you spend on these things that I have mentioned, as long as you shop smart, you are going to get a huge return on your investment. You are going to have more buyers interested in your home. You are going to get higher offers. You are going to get a quicker sale so that you can move on to your next home sweet home. But you want to focus on making the home you're living in now appealing to the most number of buyers, because when they walk into that home, you want them to feel like that's their home sweet home, and that's what's going to generate those higher offers. So I hope all that is extremely helpful to you. You can also use these same updates in your own home in creating your home sweet home, and making these simple changes will make a huge impact. And if you need my help with any of this, just get in touch with me, and I am happy to help you make some of these decisions that may just seem overwhelming to you. So I will see you next time.